you will notice that the freely suspended magnet always come to rest in the north-south direction. One end of the magnet always pointed towards the north and other always toward the south. So a end of magnet that always point toward the north is said to be north pole, and those who always point toward the south is said to be south seeking pole or south pole of the magnets. Okay, so north pole is said north pole is said to be north seeking poles, and south pole is said to be south seeking poles. Okay, now please focus on another topic which is very important. Can magnetic poles be isolated? Okay, what will happen if we cut a magnet into two parts? So it is a big question that we know that a magnet has two pole, north pole and south pole. Okay, if this is a magnet, okay, it has one north pole and one south pole. Okay, if you cut it, then what will happen? Let's see. Like this is a bar magnet. If you cut into two part, if you cut into three part, okay, there is no change in their property. It remains north pole, south pole, north pole, south pole, north pole, south pole, north pole, south pole. Means every broken piece consists of their property of attraction of magnetic substances like nickel, cobalt, or iron, and they show their direction seeking poles, means north pole or south poles. Let's see. It was found that if you cut a piece of magnet into two, we cannot isolate the north and south poles. Instead, we will end with two separate magnets, each with its own north pole and south poles. Okay, it doesn't mean that if you cut a magnet into two parts, one part is north pole and another part is south pole. No, each and every part of piece of magnet consists of again two poles, north pole and south pole. If we further cut these two magnets, we could get four separate magnets, each with its own north and south pole. We can continue this process and get a smaller and smaller magnet, each with a north pole and south pole. In the end, we will get the smallest piece, which will always have its own north pole and south pole. We therefore conclude that poles always exist in pairs. Okay, poles always exist in pairs, means if north pole is there, then it should be south pole in their opposite end. Okay, we can never have an isolated north pole or south pole. So it is the observation. Okay, so conclusion is that we can never have an isolated north pole or south pole. Okay, now the next topic is attraction or repulsion in a magnet. You know, what do you understand by attraction? Okay, and repulsion, just opposite to attraction, means distraction. Okay, please see figure 14.6. how things are attracted or distracted. With the help of activity 4, we conclude that unlike poles attract each other and like poles distract each other. I repeat, if there are two poles, if there are two magnet are there, okay, one end with north pole and other end also with north pole, then they distract each other. If one pole is south and other is north, then it should be attract each other. So unlike pole attract each other and like pole distract each other. Okay, if you take two magnet, okay, then you observe it. So please remember, unlike poles attract each other and like pole distract each other. Now let us discuss about test for magnetism. To test if a magnet bar is a magnet or not, perform some following activities. Attraction, distraction is a sure test for magnetism. Okay, if a piece of substance can able to show their attraction or distraction property, then it is magnet, otherwise it is not. So by this way we can check the property of magnetism, okay, whether that object can be able to attract or distract or not. So that's all for today. Please read this chapter, Fun with Magnets. Make notes. Whatever the important terms, definitions are there, please write down in your copy. Whatever homeworks we are providing you on website, please do and submit your copies in a school. Okay, read chapter carefully. Thank you.